All right, hey guys, Jason here. We're back with Samco Tradbo, and what we're going to be talking about today, we just got done doing a hunt. We did 5.8 miles this morning. It is 12:15. We are done for the day and going to go get a bunch of work done. But I did not even see a hog this morning. Fantastic day though. Didn't see a hog, but what we're going to talk about is why you miss. Okay, I was just stump shooting, as a matter of fact, as I was coming back, walking this road stump shooting, and there was a piece of trash laying over there that I shot on video for the Patreon channel and a few other pieces, and I picked all that trash up. It's actually laying right here in the bed of the truck. Brings us up to a point. Don't let somebody ruin this for you, okay? Don't let anybody ruin any of that stuff for you. You can see the stuff that I picked up that was right here, a dryer thing, a thermocell pad, a piece of tin foil from somebody's food, and then a wrapper from some food. Don't let this stuff sit here and ruin it for us. Just because somebody else is a jackwad doesn't mean you need to be, or that it's okay for them to be. Pick that stuff up, take it with you, get it out of the woods. We hate slob hunters. God, I cannot stand slob hunters. And Georgia has more, not just Georgia, but the South. I've been in a few states in the South, and in the South, slob hunters overpower the North like crazy. I don't know if it's just the way things were, people burning their trash down here back in the day and all that kind of stuff, but I've never seen so much trash in the woods, and it's just everywhere. Water bottles, pieces of garbage, every place. Pick them up. Take them out with you, okay? It's a little side note. But, so why do we miss, okay? Why do you miss? Remember, I probably have missed more animals than you have probably shot, or I would say, let me put it this way, I've missed more animals than most people, than anybody I know. Okay, I've missed well over 100 deer. 100 deer and hogs, missed, not killed, missed. Killed way more, but missed. And that's an issue. Okay, but it's an issue that we cannot solve. Yes, I can make some stupid shots. Yes, I can make some mistakes. And yes, I make more of them than most people do. But I suffer from buck fever. And buck fever may be one. We're going to hit on 5 different topic points in this for you. First one, let's start with the buck fever. Buck fever is something that's going to hit you when you cannot prepare for it. John has tried everything. My buddy John from Tack to Saddle, he suffers from it as well too. Sometimes he's tried everything from push-ups to heavy, breathing while he was practicing. We'd be on a 3D shoot and he'd look over and he'd be on the ground jamming through push-ups and jumping jacks, trying to get that heart rate up to reduplicate that feeling of anxiety when it comes time for that shot. And it helped him sometimes, so other times it didn't. But it's, we try some of these things. You cannot fix buck fever. There's no practice for buck fever. Okay, people say that there's mantras you can use, and that might work, and everybody's going to deal with things differently. But if you have buck fever, which means that when it comes time to shoot at a live animal, you come unglued, the only way to cure that is to shoot at live animals. I've shot at probably close to 500 live animals, 400 live animals, somewhere in that neighborhood. I don't even know. Figure I've killed 250, and I've probably, 200, 250 animals I've killed, and I've missed 100 to 150. Do the math, okay? You'd think I'd have it sorted by now. Not at all. I can miss a 10-yard shot with the best of them and just not pick a spot, not focus, especially when the animals are moving. That's another one we're going to cover, some of that stuff. But buck fever is one that if you suffer from that, welcome to the club. This club sucks. There's real no way to put it, okay? It's just no easy way about it. Somebody put it, it's a fight or flight reaction, and that's just who you are by nature. I don't believe that at all. I was actually suspended from school in 6th grade for being suspended 172 days that year for fighting, okay? I've spent my entire middle school and high school, everything was nothing but fights. And I never instigated a fight. I always took charge of a fight. I always would be the one, somebody would pick on somebody else and I would come in, guns blazing and dive into that. And this is the way it worked. I don't believe that buck fever is a fight or flight reaction. I think it's just you're knowing you're about to take an animal's life. Everything is going to happen very fast and you're emotionally want to make sure I think it's a good thing. I think buck fever means that you actually have so much respect for that animal that it's not, you just can't not care. That you know that I'm about to take this animal's life and I want to do it right and I want it to be clean and I do not want it to suffer and I cannot screw this up. This has to be perfect. I think that's what it is. It's that pressure we put on ourselves for it to be absolutely perfect. That's a big difference than a fight or flight. I promise you. And I don't. It is not a fight or flight reaction. It is a respect for the animal that overpowers you during the shot and makes you think too hard about too many things that you do not want to go wrong. Okay, I can shoot everything else. I can small game shoot. I can carp shoot. I can do all this kind of stuff and not even have a care in the world and never have buck fever ever enter into it. But when it comes to a big game animal, man, oh man, it'll get you going like crazy. Even mice shoots, when we used to do them in John's barn and all that kind of stuff, I'd never once ever had buck fever on anything other than big game animals. So it is a legit deal, and if it hits you, it's going to hit you hard, it's going to hit you ugly, and there's really no cure for it. There's no way to prepare for it. I keep telling myself, oh, I'll remember to tell myself, spot, spot. I'll remember to tell myself this. I'll remember to say this mantra. I'll remember to do this thing. I'll remember to push on this. I'll remember this next time. I'll remember this next time. I'll do it this way next time. Do you know how many next times I have had that have yielded the same exact result? Okay. The reality of buck fever is that buck fever is buck fever. And it is there. And there is no amount of fixing it. It is a heart racing, nervousness, shock and awe kind of thing that just, where the situation is there. And like I said, it's you don't want to screw this up. Okay. It is not a fear. It is not a fight or flight. It is not a reaction. Did you see that? That gnat just went right in there. But it is not any of that. It is a pure knees-shaking nervousness. Oh, God, don't screw this up. Don't screw this up. Don't screw this up. And then, one of those kind of things. And it's like I said, it's brutal. It's going to get you. There's no way, if it gets you, there's no way to beat it. I have not found a way to beat it. I think your only thing you can do is try to shoot through it. Now, there are situations that make buck fever harder than others. One of those is when an animal, for me, is moving. Now, some people are the opposite. For them, a quick coming in deer, they don't get time to think about it. They're like, oh, I can shoot him quick and easy. That's perfect. I get that. I understand that. And sometimes you're right. If they're like right there instantly, you don't have time. But most of the time, you're going to have at least some time and you can get worked up to it. But I believe that for me, personally, moving shots, moving deer. Okay, I don't hunt over bait. Now here in Georgia, I hunt over feed trees. I've killed 3 deer down here in Georgia over feed trees. I have not missed a deer in Georgia yet. Not one time. In the entire 3 years I've been here, I've never missed a deer in Georgia. I've killed every single one I've shot because they've been at feed trees, semi-stationary right there, and I had control to wait for the perfect shot and the situation. I had time to calm down. Okay, it's the exact opposite. For me, I had time to gain my composure and get ready and go, okay, there's my shot. And done, and be perfect. Now, when I'm on my Midwest trips and I'm sitting there and I look and you hear, and I look and here comes a deer. Oh, what just happened? That's how that goes a lot of the time. Okay, it psychs you out, and especially when they're moving, and they're not moving in a straight line, and he's sniffing where a doe was, and he's dogging through here, and he pops his head up, and he looks, and he turns over here, but then he looks this way, he comes back over here, and then there's the doe up there, and then he starts to go, and you're waiting, and all this stuff is happening, and he's coming, or he just, like I said, you don't even know nothing, it's sitting there in the rain. All of a sudden you look over and, oh my God, there's a deer. You grab your bow, here he comes right there. And is he literally walking by at that speed? It's that kind of stuff that I will shank all day long. So everybody will be different. You probably know what yours are. Now, some of you guys are like, well, I never miss a deer. Well, great, because you've probably killed 3 deer in your whole life. So on those 3 deer, congratulations that you've never missed one. When you start getting up there into the 10, 15, 20, 50, 100, you're going to start missing some deer, I promise you. So this is the reality of it. Buck fever hits hard, it hits real, it's solid, you can't get out of it. Now, my new shooting technique that I've started doing with my change of anchor point, where I have went from anchoring middle split finger and going middle finger corner of the mouth like this, to raising that up to this ring finger and anchoring with basically ring finger corner of my mouth and this index finger on my cheekbone, which gives me this solid double rather than here. I'm getting this, and it brings that arrow under my eye. What it does is it puts that arrow now, which would be down here, if I was shooting at the camera, it'd be down here, now it puts it right there. And it's like literally right under the spot I want to hit. And so it's really helped me tremendously to regain that composure, just to make sure that I got everything lined up, because I see that arrow now. It's not down there that much further, and I'm drilled focused here. It's right here, and I'm drilled focused here, but it's still right there. It's just in me there. It's split vision better. But you can find a way to do something with it to help beat it. But it is basically, it is pressure of not wanting to fail. Pressure of not wanting to do bad, pressure of not wanting to wound an animal, pressure of all of that kind of things. I think the best way to beat that would probably be like when you're on 3D shoots, is to have people watching you shoot with other people, have them there where they can actually concentrate on you, put some skin in the game, something like the Morris cold shot Chuck Morris did with his, where he does that every morning. He shoots that one arrow, and if he, he sets a rule, and if he doesn't make that shot in the morning, then some consequence throughout the day he has to deal with. If he makes the shot, he gets rewarded. Something like that to help you build that pressure, I think, is a fantastic thing. Is it going to cure all? I can't say that it's gonna, because like I said, it'll hit me. I'll twice in the same day. I can miss deer. I can miss a deer go by. Oh my God, I can't believe I did that. Next time I'm going to do this and this and here we go. I've been there. I've been there. Michigan, last October. Actually, it was November. It was November. But one of the biggest bucks I would have ever seen in Michigan, and 20-yard shot right under it, right after missing a doe 20 yards right over it at the same exact trail 10 minutes earlier. So I have been there. Okay, there's nothing that you can do with a traditional bow as far as missing or making stupid shots that I have not done already. So I'm telling you from the bottom of my heart, buck fever, it's freaking brutal. It's brutal. There's no two ways about it, but it does make this so much fun. If I had killed every one of those deer that I had been after, I would be such a worse hunter than I am right now. That may not make a lot of sense to you, but let me put it into perspective. So many times a deer comes by and I will shoot and I miss it, and I'm mad. But then if I killed that deer, I'd have got down, got that deer taken care of, and then that hunt would have been over. By me missing that deer and not leaving, I have learned so many things, including opportunities of bigger deer, seeing what other deer do. A deer comes by at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, I miss it, I'm pissed off, I'm bummed out, that sucks. But at 5 o'clock, here comes 2 big monsters working a doe, and she's keeping them up here. Now, instead of sitting here in the morning in this spot where I would have been, where I would have just killed a doe, I would have never known this happened, but I missed that doe, and now I'm sitting here. All of a sudden, now I know where 2 big bucks are, and a doe, and a hot doe because of where she went. I pull my stand down, and I move it over there, and guess what? I killed the second biggest deer of my life in Kansas the next morning. Things happen, okay? This is the reality of it. Everything happens for a reason. Buck fever is there. It is brutal. If you are somebody that suffers from it, understand it. There's really no way to get away from it as far as that I have found. Practice what you can. Take your time on your shots when you can. Again, when they're moving by you and they're coming in and they're when they're on a mission and doing their things like they do, if you're not hunting bait or feed trees and you're actually hunting trails and intersections where deer don't know you're there, they're not putzing through all calm and casual. They're moving. They got stuff to do. They're on a mission. Now, if you're sitting on a food plot, that may be different. But when you're hunting intersections, trails, and funnels, deer are coming through them. At 5 miles an hour, they're on a mission. You don't know they're coming until they're there. By the time you hear them and you reach over and you grab your bow and you pull it down and you get ready, here he comes. It happens like that. That's it. That's all you get. So those conditions, they can be a lot trickier. Feed tree hunting, bait type hunting, controlled situation hunting, that's going to be a little bit better. Maybe if this bothers you that much, because me it doesn't. The beauty of mine is I very, very rarely wound a deer. Very rarely wound a deer. I might superficially nick one on the back or on the leg or something like that. But as far as like making a lethal hit on a deer, that I don't find barely ever happens. So either I miss big or I'm right in there. That's kind of seems to be the way it goes, and I'm pretty okay with that. if you're not okay with how things are working for you, maybe try to find some of those ways to slow that deer down, to stop it, to control it. You know, I don't know about bait. I don't hunt bait anymore, but anything, like I said, feed trees are very popular, but find a way to try and give yourself that extra couple seconds, or pick a spot on that trail where you can watch him come for a ways and you're going to know he's there and you're going to see him, or you're going to be there ahead of time, you know, where you'll know he's there ahead of time and you can be ready. But something where you can calm yourself down. First you get worked up. Oh God, that's a big buck, big buck, big buck. You reach up, you grab your bow. Okay. All right, he's coming. I see him over there. Here he comes. All right, I got this. I'm good. Yep, he's coming 10 yards away. Okay, breathe. Remember, take your time. Pick your spot. Pick your spot. Pick your spot. Here he comes. Here he comes. Here he comes. Pick your spot. Pick it. Spot. Poof, done. Like that. That's a lot better. You see what I'm getting at? That control, that giving yourself that time to work your way through it. So hopefully this helps you. But there's no cure for it. Target panic, we can cure target panic. Target panic is a controlled situation that happens all the time that we can fix, because it happens too when you're shooting. That's target panic. We can solve that one. And we'll talk about that more in future videos. But buck fever, there is no way to replicate it until it's a live animal. And that makes it real. Till it's not only a live animal, but till it's a live animal with a big broadhead on the end of that thing, and your peripheral vision right there staring at you in the face going, I'm about to kill that thing right there. And then it's a whole different ball game. So compound guys don't get it quite as bad. Now they can get buck fever too, but I think it's worse for traditional guys because of that factor. Not the bows, not the shooting. It's the fact that we don't have that mechanical sight pin that we got to put on there that takes that focus and draws it in for us. And we also, staring us in the face, is that big broadhead. And we know when that broadhead is there, that's going to kill something. And when we draw back and see that broadhead, there it is. Now, if you follow my channel for the last 15 years, you know that you go back 10 years ago, I shot broadheads pretty much exclusively at home on my targets nonstop, because I always wanted that broadhead there. I wanted to get myself trained to that broadhead to help with that. So hopefully some of these tips help you out. Thanks for watching.